Welcome back to Resistance Chicks. We are your hosts, Leah and Michelle. Today is the 26th of May, 2017. We just did an episode where we kind of use our wonderful Mexican accents that are actually not very good at all. But we want to bring you another.
Maybe we should bring our white privilege accent to this one.
This is the white privilege accent.
Do you wake up every morning and feel, I got my white privilege on today?
Yeah, I put it on like an outfit every day. My white privilege. Just put it on. Make sure I don't leave the house without my white privilege.
Dear God. Well, Hillary Clinton does.
We need to recognize our privilege and practice humility.
The concept of white privilege has become an important bulwark of the Democratic Party's ideology and was discussed in nearly every Democratic debate. I'm Ami Horowitz, and I'm in Kansas City at a white privilege conference. What is white privilege, you may ask? I don't know. Let's find out. This white privilege conference had over 1,000 attendees, many of them educators.
Ami, on the loose.
Do you think that it's fair to say all white people in this country have white privilege?
Yes. She is whiter than most. Like, look at her skin tone near mine.
So she obviously has more.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yes, absolutely.
Do all white people have white privilege?
Yes.
I feel myself having it every day.
The country's founded on what?
Check out these people and their difference. The reason is because, like, it's just even May right now, and I've been outside. I'm more of redneck because rednecks are redneck because they're outside, work outside.
Yeah, so maybe that's why we don't got as much white privilege.
Right.
It's surprising seeing that, like, versus today.
Hyper aware, feel super guilty all the time.
And that white people in this country generally are prejudiced?
I'd go further and say we're all racist.
Is it fair to say that all white people are racist throughout the country?
We're all racist.
And that man right there, he has a black wife. You're going to hear what he says in a minute. It's really weird.
Yes, absolutely.
Not just the South.
Correct. Yeah, absolutely.
Sometimes it's okay to be like, oh, all white people do this, or white people are X, and especially internet.
Because it's so okay to say that about Blaxicans.
Blaxicans, that was really great.
Black people, Mexicans.
We just did the Mexican episode.
That was a really good.
Isn't it wrong to judge people collectively?
Yes.
Is it wrong to judge people collectively?
It's wrong to judge everyone collectively.
But, like, it's okay to say all white people are racist.
Sure. You know?
Duh.
Yeah, absolutely. No one's a monolith.
That's wrong to judge people collectively, right?
To judge people? Yeah.
Obviously. Tell me about some of the white privileges that you have encountered over the past, let's say...
Name them.
You're talking about me as a white man today? Yeah. Oh, gosh. I mean, I don't know if I could give you examples.
Not really today, but maybe. Sorry, I'm not good at thinking.
Like today,
I'm good at thinking. She meant on the spot.
I sat in my room until 12:30 this morning.
So what are some
His white privilege, because he was really pale and white, like really white.
of the white privilege things you came across, let's say today?
Today? I mean, just being in the world.
Is it fair to say that
Just being alive.
on a daily basis, black people around this country face obstacles because of white privilege?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
White supremacy as an institution punishes black folk in a way. Daily. Absolutely.
He just said black folk.
Every day.
How black people are consumed with this day to day, and they deal with this issue day to day.
Oh, 100%.
I mean, I think that's just so obvious that if you're not admitting that, you're.
So are black people consumed with other people's white privilege day in and day out, 100% of the day?
You're blinding yourself to reality.
Are you a professor?
Yeah.
I'm a professor.
That makes sense now.
In fact, when we go to the airport, I walk with her. My wife's black, so I'll have my hand on her so that people see that I'm with her. I extend my white privilege over to her.
Now I'm here in Harlem in front of the Jackie.
I'm just kidding. I just need to stop that for a second.
Okay, oh my God.
My wife is black. And so when I'm like in the airport, it's like a force field, and I extend my white privilege over my wife. You are black.
These people, I've got to tell you, these people are the racist people.
This is like the Civil War, right? When you had like, we've watched the movies where people were like a quarter black, and they would enter into society looking white.
Yeah.
And then like they'd hang out with other white people, and like, we are extending our white privilege around you. So weird. Now, watch the black people. Ready? This is hilarious.
Robinson housing projects to ask residents what they think of white privilege. Do you know what the concept of white privilege is?
The concept of white privileges.
Yeah. Ever hear that?
I've heard of it, but I don't think about it.
When you wake up in the morning, do you immediately think about and are consumed with the idea of white privilege?
No.
You don't think about that all day long, every day? No?
No, I'm not consumed with it at all.
I teach students I'm not consuming anything except for runny noses and pencils.
My mom didn't raise me to view color as an object of anything.
Do you?
To view color as an object
One more
of
time.
anything.
I teach students I'm not consuming anything except for runny noses and pencils.
My mom didn't raise me to view color as an object of anything.
Do you wake up every day thinking, I am not going to succeed today because of white privilege?
No, obviously not. You see, I'm my own businessman.
Do you think it's damaging to tell your kids and teach your kids, if you're a black kid, that you're not going to succeed in life because you have
Of course.
privilege?
Of course. It makes them think, okay, well, I'm going to be nothing. If I want to be a doctor, I can't even do that anymore. It gives them no hope.
Color ain't stopped nothing. I mean, it's a myth. It's America. If you're willing to put forth an effort, you'll do what you got to do. I got kids in here, man, that's lawyers, doctors. They grew up out of this building.
I know it sounds cliche, but I can't accomplish anything.
If you let something stop you, then that's you. Me, I ain't let nothing stop me.
My daughter is graduating at the top of her class.
I'll say to them, how many black people do you know?
Do you think that sometimes white people just kind of shut up a little bit?
Oh yeah, for sure. That white people should definitely shut up.
We white Americans need to do a better job of listening when African Americans talk.
I'm back. White privilege alone is not enough for me to make these videos. If you're so moved...
Okay, so they're so concerned with white privilege that she picked Tim Kaine for her running mate. She could have picked a female. She could have picked a black... She could have picked a black female. She could have picked a Hawaiian. Why did she pick Tulsi Gabbard? A Hawaiian female. No, she picked a stinking white privileged male, whatever you want to call, right? So she obviously, it's called identity politics, where you use people, you abuse people, and this whole race baiting, blah, 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 blah. I love what that woman said. My mom raised me not to see color. Now, of course, there are people with different prejudices. When we were raised in our white high school and stuff like that, it was monetary prejudices, and don't tell me that you're not prejudiced against because you're poor, because I saw it every single day.
That's where most of the prejudices in America happen. It is not black
economic
versus white. It's
so
all
when you see
economic.
the superstars and the football players and the Beyoncés and all these crazy people, you know, it's all about money to people. It's not about your color, but they use color and a race because they are really racist. Because if you follow back the Democratic Party, they are racist. They're the party of the KKK.
Right.
And so they switched it, and they're so racist. They're so racist that they see it.
It's like a backhanded compliment, essentially, is what they do.
It
They're
drives
like,
me insane.
we have this white privilege because we're white, and so we have to use it to make sure that we do good to the black people and bring them up to our standard where the white people have what. It sickens me. I'm sorry. It makes me want to throw up.
I get out my angry eyes. Like, I'm seriously angry. If anybody ever says white privilege, I just want them to recognize that they are incredibly racist.
We grew up in government housing, and I gotta tell you, the white privilege in that government housing, all the white kids, us included, we all had roaches in our bedroom, just like the black kids next door. Our white privilege got us nowhere in government housing, okay? This white privilege is such a myth. It is poor people versus rich people, which has been throughout the ages.
Right.
All right? That is what we have. That's the prejudice line that we have to cross.
I will give you this. And the people aren't going to want this because they think that males have privilege. I experience female privilege pretty much on a daily basis. Because where I go, I'm accepted more as a female. I'm trusted more as a female.
Yeah.
I'm in our business. I think that you and I, being females and being sisters, we're trusted more.
Right.
I think that people are going to trust me around their kids more.
Right.
And so I think that I have, and I think that if anything, it gives me a way in today's society that other people don't have, that men don't have, and I would just say white males, because now it's twisted and all messed up. But if there's one thing that I feel a little bit of a privilege on, it's because I'm a female. I feel like we get you know,
well, but
treated
and then that's where it actually does make me angry, because
nice
we try to
sometimes.
lift up males of all color, because men really are maligned because of the feminist movement.
Right. Exactly. So we have to get to the place where it's not women's rights, it's not color rights, it's human rights, and you treat people because of the melanin in their skin, because we came from people who actually lived in societies or in the latitudes that didn't get as much sun. That's all it is. Because when I was in Oklahoma for a couple summers, I turned like a dark Mexican color, and so if you're in there for like, if you're under a certain latitude, you're going to be a certain color because of the sun. If you're above a certain latitude, because of the sun.
And if you're like a lot of these white people, you ain't getting any sun because you stay inside and don't actually do any work for a living.
So I'm just saying that it's just a reflection of the sun, how much sun you get.
I'm sorry, that was very harshly said. I'm still angry.
It's all a reflection of how much sun you get. So in Africa, they're just getting more sun. They're more outside. It's just melanin. It's just the color. It's just because of how much.
And I can't. Here's the thing, though. When you watch these people, you really do want to blanket, because all of a sudden I look at these white people and I just want to label all white people as idiots. Okay, and you can't do that. And when I watch these black people, I want to label all black people as smart, intelligent, well-rounded thinking people. And I'm telling you, there are stupid people across the board. There's smart, well-rounded people across the board. And so you have to just judge people by their own personal character and stop putting them into categories.
Different character.
This doesn't make any sense.
I judge gay people, atheist people, Muslim people, Buddhist people, black people, white people, Asian people by the content of their character. Exactly. How they treat other people, how they treat their wives, how they treat their children, how they treat each other. You don't look at the outside. Like, I know there's a lot of people who judge people by their weight or judge people by their economic status. I want to know what's up here and what's here.
We actually have people in our lives, and I don't want to call anybody out by name, but people that are literally in our lives, and when they see fat people, they judge them.
Right.
They just judge them. They think that they're this awful person that can't control their weight or whatever, and it makes me literally like want to hit them.
Because I know the source of a lot of the overweight. I know that the government's trying to kill people and all these things.
Leah and I are a little bit more judgmental on the other spectrum. We see skinny people, and all we want to do is feed them. Like, I'm serious. Like, it hurts me to see skinny people.
I judge prideful people.
Well, that too.
I can't stand arrogant, prideful people.
And more often than not, you see that in skinny people.
And selfie.
Yeah.
People, so.
Okay. All right. Anyways. So now we've gone around the world in 80 days, or around
How did we end up like
I don't know.
skinny people?
I don't know.
Sorry.
Here's the thing. Honor God with your life.
Yeah.
That's all you need
Love
to do.
people. Be kind. Love them.
Yes. Those are the...
but they worked really hard to get that white privilege conference. They had all kinds of fancy seats and pamphlets and all kinds of craziness. So somebody put a lot of money and effort into that.
I was just reading in Matthew today where Jesus says, they ask him, what is the greatest commandment? He said, love the Lord your God with all your heart. That is the first. And the second is to love your neighbor as yourself. That's what it boils down to. Yep. All right, you guys, this is Leah Michelle signing off for Resistance Chicks, where it is not a conspiracy theory if it's the truth. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Mass Faith 3 and Resistance Chicks. Ring the bell for notifications. Find us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. We love you.
God loves you.
God bless.
And Jesus wasn't a white boy either. He was Mediterranean.
Yeah.
I was cold.